Welcome back to the It's Take Two podcast. We're on tour.
We are on tour.
This isn't a new studio.
No.
There's been delays in that, just in terms of the building of it.
It's currently a storage room in my new house at the minute, so
Yeah.
we'll get there. But in the meantime, we're taking It's Take Two on tour
We're on tour, so we're starting
at Bob's.
in Leeds. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a global tour.
It's West Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just Leeds, to be honest.
Yeah.
We might just be here a couple of times. So it's not much of a tour. But then we'll be into a new studio.
Yeah.
And it'll be amazing. Bit smaller, but we'll make it work.
Don't want to rush it though. So we've been thinking about being able to release more episodes by doing a few more remote sessions, haven't we? So hopefully, while we do them, we can get together once a month or however often.
Maybe even more. 'Cause this is something we've said from the start, innit? Is
Yeah.
that we don't release it often enough to really call it a podcast.
Yeah.
We probably should never have called it a podcast.
Just an occasional get together
Yeah.
of two people.
Chatting about stuff.
Yeah.
And so hopefully if we do a remote setup version, we might be able to do it a bit more
Because
frequently.
basically, Bob's realised how long it takes to set this studio up.
Yeah, it's the
and
first time I've had to set it up. It's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, as soon as
I
I
don't want
walked
to do it
in,
again.
we should do them remote sessions. That'd be a really good idea.
It's
Yeah.
taken like an hour and a half. I've had to move stuff around, you know.
Yeah.
Sofas normally.
It's not ideal, is it?
No.
Is it?
No.
Oh.
It just feels like it. It's been hard work. I've had to get more tripods out. I mean, the state of that tripod there for my camera.
Honestly, we'll
You know what? I'll take a picture and I'll
get a
have to
pickup
put it
of it. Yeah.
Because that is abysmal, isn't it?
Really showing you the behind the scenes, the non-glamorous side of podcast
The only thing is,
filmmaking.
I haven't tidied this bit of the house, so Kate would be happy. But look at that. Jord's jacket just thrown over my sofa. It is stable, but yeah.
If I mean,
So the quicker we get to the studio, I think the better.
yeah, I'll hurry up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crack on.
But regardless, it's still going to be a good episode, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Hopefully, yeah.
No,
but
yeah, no, I'm
we'll
sure.
see.
I'm
Yeah,
certain. Yeah.
What are we looking at today? By the way,
Go on.
new little Tascam. Just move the props. But look at this Tascam. So if it sounds good, it's down to the Tascam FRAV2.
Which you have spoken about previously.
We mentioned it, and then we showed it on an episode, but this is the first time we're actually recording on it.
Yeah.
And it's nice because we can check levels. Not that it matters.
It's a 32-bit.
32 bits to future. But we can at least see it's recording. So if all else fails and the cameras fail, at least we got audio.
It's an audio-only podcast.
Which is what I've been saying we should do
Yes.
for months, for years. And also another debut. Debuts. There's a film that says the debut. I think it might be Plebs. I've been rewatching Plebs. It's brilliant.
Right.
Another
It's a
debut.
TV series, but go on.
Yeah, that's fine.
You said film.
That feels there is actually a film of it. Soldiers of Rome. I'm halfway through.
Oh, shit.
I finished it off. Yeah.
Stay quiet.
Yeah. Just have a look around for your box and see if you can get back in it. But another debut because we're not shooting on the FX6s today.
We're not.
For a spoilered reason, but we'll talk about that in a
A
minute.
spoiled reason.
Like a reason that'll give spoilers to the podcast.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm judging you a lot.
Medicine,
Go on, carry
I
on.
know.
It's an elocution lesson.
But we're not shooting on FX6, so we've got A7, you've got an A7, and we've got the G9 Mark II at the back. Shooting in a fairly low kind of codec, just for space. So it's MP4 4K, so it's not by any means the full shebang. Ah. But yeah, check that out if you're watching this on YouTube and see what you think.
Yeah.
I've fallen in love with it. I think it's absolutely amazing.
G9.
Yeah.
Mark 1.
No, Mark II.
I set you up there for the...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why. So why is that reason?
Well, we're going to talk about the FX6s today,
We are.
or mine at least.
Yeah.
So that's why we're not shooting on it. And you just couldn't be asked to bring yours.
I just brought bits and bobs of mine, didn't I?
Yeah.
Is that your constant setup? We're not going to do it too much now,
Pretty
but
much,
is it
yeah.
your constant setup
Pretty much.
that caters for pretty much every type of shoot that you're
Yeah,
on?
it's pretty much how it's rigged up most of the time.
Yeah.
And I like to say, I like the FX6 because you can rig it down small. I never really do, though. It's always fairly rigged up. Because if I'm shooting small, I'll go on the A7 anyway.
Yeah.
So I could rig it a lot smaller, but this is what it tends to be. And it does look the part, doesn't it?
It does look pretty good.
Well, let's not jump the gun.
No.
What have we got lined up first?
We'll go through what's been going on because it's the first episode of 2025.
Is it really?
Yeah, because we did the Christmas special, and then
Oh yeah,
so we've had a month off. A well-deserved month off after 2 episodes.
2 episodes last year.
Yeah.
So that was a bumper year, really.
Mm.
And so we figured we'd take January off,
Yeah.
unwind from the chaos of the podcast.
Still recovering.
Not a podcast, but
What's going on?
yeah.
Your FX6 rig.
Oh yeah.
Going through that and how you
It
set
didn't
it
sound
up.
like a question, so I didn't answer. Sorry.
Oh no, I wasn't asking you what's going on.
Oh right, yeah.
I am going through them.
Yeah. All right.
What's going on? Your FX6 rig
Yeah.
set up for filmmaking and everything else.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk a bit about just freelancing and our plans for this year,
Yeah.
as well as our
The staple kind of thing that everyone's asking for.
Yeah.
What's caught your iris?
Oh, it's a good one.
We've not got a confetti cannon again. Because Kate will be back in a couple of hours.
Sure, yeah.
Mental.
Okay, that's fine. Just we'll add it in as an overlay.
VFX.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good idea. We should have just done that.
Cool. Right. Right, let's get into it.
Let's get going.
So welcome back to episode 3 of season 2.
Are we sticking with that, season 2?
Yeah,
Are we?
I'm labelling them up on the podcast streams. Yeah, season 2.
Yeah. You mean our staff are?
Yeah,
Our
the
podcast
team.
staff. Yeah, the team.
Yeah.
Gareth.
Who?
Gareth.
Gareth.
I don't know.
Put
Philip,
credits at the end
Philip
of the
from the
podcast.
It's Take Two podcast. Yeah. We could have
Why not?
camera ops, yeah.
Yeah. Still looking all right. Yeah. What is this podcast all about, Bob?
It's about, well, it's just, how do we normally
See,
do
I
it?
told him I was going to say this bit and I've just threw it on him.
Yeah.
Go on. See if you can.
You do it so well normally
rack
that
your
I've
memory.
kind of pushed it
Relied
out of my
on me.
brain. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all things indie filmmaking, freelancing, camera news, and kind of just general global political news as well. Now
Yeah,
and
we
again.
will talk about Trump.
We'll sort it all out.
Yeah.
Tell everyone what they need to do to fix everything.
Yeah. We're here to solve the world, aren't we?
That's episode 6, so stay tuned
Yeah.
for that one.
It's a long
be
one.
A blinder.
It's a long one. The 24-hour
4-hour
stream.
special. Christ. No, it's filmmaking, freelancing, and camera chat.
Yeah. In a nice, casual way, isn't it? We don't always go fully
Yeah.
in depth on one lens that's coming out and just run through it like some of those other podcasts out there. But
Yeah, if
we
you
wanna
need that
get-
sort of stuff, there's better.
yeah, we just want to get across what we think is exciting in that industry that we're working in.
I think ours is the best podcast if you want something that's once every 3 months, like one episode every 3 months. If you don't want to commit to like listening every week, if you just want like one episode every 2 to 3 months,
Yeah, this is the one for
this
you.
is it. There we go. That's it. Everything's got you.
How
Have
have
a
you turned that
USB.
into a positive? Well done.
Oh, there we go.
You still got your barcode underneath your Le Creuset mug.
Yeah, they're new, mate.
In
I'm
case you sell it.
not fucking around with old mugs.
Are they new?
This one is. We smashed one.
What have you been up to in the past month?
Planning the podcast feels like setting the fucking room up to do the podcast for the
Yeah.
last month.
Yeah.
We're mainly kind of, it's in a bit of a limbo with the film because everyone kind of shut down for Christmas.
Yeah.
But stuff's starting to pick up now, so we've got a few festival announcements that have come out. So we're going to Romford at the end of this month, and then we're going to Northampton next month for some screenings and Q&As and stuff. So that'll be good.
I'm responding like I'm just finding this out for the first time, but yes.
Because you're going to be there, aren't you? At least one of them.
Hopefully
I
at
think.
the Northampton one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to meet Jord in person, get an autograph.
Meet and greet, £50.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
Cheap. Yeah. We're looking forward to that. So I've been on a couple of other kind of podcast things talking about that. Not podcast, but like
You smashed it.
interviews and stuff.
Yeah, you did a good
Yeah.
job.
Because you got a shout out. You were happy.
I did, yeah. I messaged Bob. I was like,
Yeah.
thanks for the shout.
And then Jord was on a podcast yesterday, so I imagine I'll have a shout out.
You know what? You have
in
actually.
the post. Have I really?
You have, yeah. Because I feel like I owed it. You know, it wasn't
Yeah,
meaningful.
yeah.
I just thought, 1-all.
Well, I did
Like
too.
2-1 in it now, yeah.
So
No, yeah, you got to mention.
all right.
Yeah.
The listeners will have to check that out once it's out. Where would they be able to find it? What podcast have you been on?
It was called Success Behind the Scenes by a friend of mine called Zara. She helps creatives like us, anyone who's like freelancers, self-employed, building a business, getting into the right mindset and coaching them into feeling confident to like make a sustainable career in that business. So it is good. It's a great episode. The one I'm on. Yeah,
that sounds
just by chance.
fantastic. I'll be sure to check that out.
That sounded so sarcastic.
Only just to hear my own shout out.
Okay, yeah, I'll time code the bit you're in. So
Yeah, if you could just send me that as a clip, that'd be great.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anything else new? Just the one podcast that you've kind of cheated on us with, or any other podcasts that you've been doing? Yeah.
I've been busy with work. I've been involved in like more full service stuff, which has been quite interesting to tap into again. So rather than just turning up as a DP or a cam op or an editor, I've been kind of overlooking the entire thing, which has been, I enjoy doing that every now and again because I love spreadsheets. So
yeah, you do like a spreadsheet, don't you?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, that's been nice. It's filled up the month with work, and I got to see it from conception to completion. Cliche phrase, but yeah, that's been nice. That's filled up the January, and then just that show, and just settling in at the new studio that I happen to live in.
Yeah.
Just going back quickly to the interviews that you were doing for the film.
Yeah.
All this time out this year,
Probably. Yeah.
hopefully. Like, how have you found the interview process? Because I know you'd have done some previously on Among the Living, but hopefully you might, have to do more with this film. That's the hope, that we get into more festivals and stuff. How have you found being interviewed by, podcast hosts or festival organisers about the film? Because this film is, I imagine it's hard to describe without giving much away, but you've got to give enough away to make them want to go and watch it at the festivals or wherever it's eventually distributed.
Yeah, I think that's probably the hardest bit, is the spoilers. Because it's one of those films where you're trying to work out what's going on and then it all clicks at the end. So to talk about it and make it sound exciting without giving everything away is tricky. So in the trailer, and we knew that this was going to be the case, is that we give away that it's a time loop film and there's vampires in it.
Yeah.
Because we knew that would be part of the marketing of it.
It's a selling.
Yeah. And this is what we kind of learned from the first film, is that some of the elements are going to be needed for marketing, and so you're going to have to give them away.
Yeah.
So that's where there's even more twists. So they're the ones we haven't given away. So there's more going on. But it has been tricky, and it made me feel for the people who do Marvel and stuff. Like, our little indie film, no one's trying to get spoilers out of it because there's such a small audience already. And obviously we're trying to grow it, but you're trying to get people to watch it, and it's still hard to do interviews and not give stuff away.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it's like when you do like the Marvel stuff and people are trying to get stuff out of you.
That's why Tom Holland isn't on as many interviews nowadays.
He's undone, does he? Yeah. So he didn't do very well, poor lad.
Does it feel repetitive?
Yeah, massively, yeah. I mean, I've done a few in the last couple of weeks, and it's tricky when you get the same questions. I don't know what the best thing to do is. I was just trying to act as though it's the first time I've heard the question.
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn around and say, actually, if you listen to the previous podcast, I've answered this.
Yeah.
Ask me something else.
Yeah.
So you've got to kind of act as though you've not heard it and give hopefully different answers, or the same answers but in a different way, so that if someone is watching both, then at least they get something new.
You're in charge of this normally. Do we have a sponsor or anything yet? Because we was trying in season 1. What do we have this week?
Le Creuset. Le Creuset offer really good mugs. They are more expensive than normal mugs, but
keep going.
They are good quality. About £12 for a mug, which is quite a lot. But
mugging us off.
This one's new because I broke one. But we've got 4, and the other 3 I've had about 10 years, and you wouldn't know that they weren't new.
They're not scratched inside them with a spoon.
I don't know. I usually have coffee and I can't tell. I can't see. No, I don't think so. We can have a look. We'll get some close-ups. But
what I love about sponsors is when you can really tell that podcasts, especially, try and make it feel as though it's still part of the chat, and then it'll be like, we'll end the segment jingle, and it'll be like, "Are you all right? You look a bit, look different. You're not yourself today." And then it's like, "Oh no, I just wish I had access to 3,000 new smash hit TV and films, and I'd be in a much better mood if I did." And it'd be like, "Oh well, luckily, thanks to insert name of," and it's like, just say this is an advert.
Is that what we should have done for the Le Creuset sponsor? You should have. I could have gone, "Oh, that coffee's really hot," but I couldn't tell when I picked it up because the quality of the Le Creuset mug that I'm using, it's fantastic.
I'm talking. Where's my mug?
I took it downstairs because you were finished.
Right, this is what I do. It's fine. This is what I do as an advert. I won't, but I just go, just on that shot, me just going,
yeah.
"Oh, that's good." Le Creuset. That's it. You want a good cup
Yeah,
of coffee?
but you're saying the coffee's good, not the mug. What you
It's
want to
the
do is you want
experience,
to say,
isn't it? That's a nice red.
fantastic. Look at the gradient on that.
But you're already edging towards,
Wow.
like, this is amazing.
These new, these mugs.
Makes my coffee taste better.
Somehow it does taste better. You know when you have like tea in China, it tastes better. Like China cups, not in the location.
Oh, right, I was going to say. Yeah.
But if you have tea in a proper China cup, it tastes better. That coffee is the best coffee I've ever had. And I've had it for about a year, but because it's in this mug.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Le Creuset.
Yeah. Am I sharp?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. That's up on you, suppose.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Right, here she is. Yeah, nice, isn't it?
I do like your rig.
It's big, isn't it?
I just thought, as Philomena Kunk says, what the fuck is this?
So this is Sony FX6 rigged up.
Yeah.
I've got...
Jacked up.
We'll go through the components. There's the body. Obviously, people talk about how it's quite a small camera, but once you rig it up...
It's a light camera, the body. Like,
yeah.
I remember getting mine, and I used to have the S1. The S1 body was 1 kg body only. The FX6 body only, without the top handle, is 800 grams.
That's mad, isn't it?
So to think, and obviously you need the top handle and you're going to rig it up anyway, but the actual main brains behind it is 20% lighter than a mirror.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, here we go. So there's the body, 800 grams, did you say?
Oh, we totaling up the...
Oh, no,
I was going to say, Christ, let's get it on
ages.
scales.
Yeah. And then, so what I've got it rigged up with, I've got 15mm rails, I've got a follow focus, manual follow focus, I've got a small rig matte box with the 4x, what was it, 5.5 or 4.5? Something like that.
5.65.
You know, the rectangle, there you go, rectangle filters.
It's because it says it here.
I've got a, oh really?
Yeah, it's right here.
I've got a small rig adjustable arm with a Ninja 5 on the end. I've got the Sony wireless mic going straight into the hot shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Hollyland Mars 4K and a V-Lock on the back. And that's about it. And then the lens 28-135 Sony f4.
So I want to ask you about, like, you've just done your film that you've worked on and DP'd using this lens, haven't you? Pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
Why did you go for this lens? Yeah, why? No, why did you go for that lens? Because we'll talk about what we shot Among the Living on in a sec, but what made you think this lens will actually do the job for you on that?
Yeah, so I've been working on an indie feature film for a friend of mine, and I wasn't originally meant to be shooting it, but I kind of fell into the role, basically. And he directs very differently style-wise to how I do, and so how I like to shoot. Yeah. And so I started off on primes, which is how I like to shoot normally. And just with the scale of the crew and the size and the time that we have, I just ended up using the 28-135. And then that was maybe day 4, I kind of swapped to that and then just didn't go back.
And it's because of the versatility of the lens.
The speed of it, jumping through focal lengths. And also the servo zoom, funnily enough. I never liked slow zooms in films, and they've actually now really grown on me through shooting this, because for the sort of film it is, it's a very kind of 70s horror style. It's very much Don't Look Now, if you've seen that.
Yeah.
And so the slow, creepy zooms work really well, and so having the servo to do that is, it's fantastic. So I would never have set out to shoot a feature on this lens, but actually it's been brilliant.
It's a very compact rig, which I'm a fan of. To say you've got wireless transmission, your 2 monitors, matte box, V-Lock,
wireless audio, and
shoulder rig, is it VCT underneath?
Yeah,
on that one. Yeah,
VCT.
For that to be a handheld rig is a very, very compact setup. It looks big to maybe some people.
Yeah.
But for a feature length where you've got that zoom range, you've got everything that you need, it's pretty good. Fair play.
It's really good. And I've also got a little stubby Deity shotgun on the side for scratch audio. I did have a longer shotgun on before, and it just gets in the way, so this is quite nice. We've got a pig iron Black Pro Mist 1/8 in there.
I love them.
They're great, aren't they?
How long have we been using them now?
Well, since all this time, I think that we bought them for that, didn't we?
Among the Living.
Oh no. Oh, we'll have to bleep that out. Another film that we've shot and worked on that we shot in 2022, which it'll be out soon.
Yeah.
But we've not announced anything about that, so we'll bleep it out. But yeah, we bought them for that. The pig iron filters, and they've been great.
You can get them on eBay, can't you? And
yeah.
The price compared to the Tiffins, like a third.
Yeah, it's mad difference.
They're the 4x5 0.65, and you can multi-buy them and save more as well.
Yeah.
So to be fair, let's give a shout out to
Pig Iron.
They
can be the unofficial sponsor because we've used their filters on
pretty much
most stuff I've shot since.
Yeah.
It just gives you a nice kind of soft bloom, and it blooms the highlights out, and it's really nice.
And they've got the variant strength as well.
Yeah.
There's quarter, eighth, half.
Yeah.
Did they do a full?
They must
Black
do.
Mist.
I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, I use like 1/8 on pretty much everything.
But like filters to me are something that I've only looked into in the last 2 or 3 years, but they really, really like add something to your film to your project when it warrants it. Don't just stick a filter on for the sake of it.
I do.
Oh dear.
Yeah, a 1/8 Black Promise. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, a 1/8. Yeah, like that. It just gives you that softer look.
Yeah.
Compared to just straight out of a mirrorless or a camera such as this, but I'd love to. To be fair, I want to see if Pig Iron have got any more types of filters out because we've got the Black Promise.
I think we've got loads. To be fair, so it'd be worth. We could do with checking some of them out and seeing what would work for different stuff.
Just going back to the lens real quick, like how did you find f4?
F4, this would be the perfect lens for me if it was 2.8 or like a T3. F4 is a little bit dark. I like most things, so it's not been too much of an issue.
Yeah.
In terms of this film that we've been working on. Outside, it's totally fine. Depth of field wise, F4 on full frame is fine.
Yeah.
It's sometimes still too shallow if you're on the long ends of it. If you're on 135mm F4, everything's blown out in the background anyway. I would have liked a 2.8 or T3 just for some internal scenes at some points, but it's not been bad, especially with a 12-800. I mean, we've shot some night scenes on this when we're out in the woods. If we need the slow, creepy zoom, it's kind of the only option we've got. It's proper low budget, the film, so we haven't been able to hire extra lenses and kit like that in. And it's been really spread out. We've been shooting it over like a year, just kind of days here and there. So it'd have been expensive to be hiring stuff because you don't get the
multi-day discounts.
Yeah, exactly.
And stuff,
yeah. And so F4 is just enough, I think. I'm really hoping Sony bring out a 28 105 2.8
like the Canon.
Yeah, same build, same servos and everything like that, and the click back manual focus as well. So you just pull the lens back and you get manual focus with hard stops.
Yeah,
that's really nice. Could do with a bit of a longer focus throw compared to some of the cine lenses we've used, but it's good enough, and it works with the follow focus as well, the wheel, and optically it's good. Primes are obviously better, they're gonna be. And I tend to add a little bit of mid detail or like a 1% sharpen on it, and then it matches all the lenses we've been using as well. So yeah, really good, nice rig, versatile, does everything.
Does this rig help people like you in the position you were in, where it was because it was a low budget? I'm guessing the crew size wasn't that big, especially like the camera department and things like that. I'm guessing you didn't have a focus puller.
No, didn't have a dedicated focus puller or anything on it. So we even been using autofocus on some shots, some tracking walking shots and things like that. The eye tracking, it's so useful.
Yeah,
it's been great, and like I said, it's totally different to how we normally shoot, but for the film and the budget and the production, it's worked well. In comparison, what did we shoot all this time on? Because a few people have been asking that, and actually doing those interviews, one of the things that keeps coming up is the visuals and the lighting, which I know you'd be happy to hear.
Yeah, well, again, we used your camera on that, didn't we? But we prioritised the Zine prime lens.
Should we get them out to show them? Get rid of this.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Talking of autofocus, just noticed there might have been out of focus for all of that, but we're just testing the audience.
Sorry if that was a bit soft.
Apologies. Oh well. Tough shit. We're not doing it again. This is it. Like, peeking to the curtain, we haven't got a crew. When we were talking to the
Yeah, we
camera
have.
earlier,
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
we were joking.
revealing all. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is just us two.
There's been times when either the wide's been, if the power went off on that wide camera, it resets the focus for when you turn it back on.
Yeah.
So we've had a few soft wides.
But we shouldn't have that issue now because on G92
With the phase detect.
Yeah, but we're in manual anyway. So we're on the Olympus 12-40 with a clutch focus, really nice lens. So it's totally manual, so turning it off and on, it's still going to be in focus.
True. Okay.
So that one's fine. This one's fucked.
And
It was out of focus.
I'm
the whole
probably
thing.
just reflecting everywhere. Just
Christ.
right.
Let's talk about something good.
Oh, thanks.
Little zines.
So
Here we
yeah,
go.
we use these, didn't we? A lot on. Well, did we use it for pretty much? Well, 95% of shots
Yeah.
were on the zines. We were going to go with the FDs, weren't we? Or we was chatting about it beforehand.
Yeah. So we were looking at different lenses that we wanted to use going up to the shoot, and I've got some cheap Samyang lenses. They're kind of the cheaper versions of these, which I'm selling because I don't use anymore. So if anyone wants a deal on eBay, if you're a subscriber, I'll give you a discount.
Ooh, what did they have to say? What did they have to write or comment?
Just say that you've heard of the podcast. You don't even need to listen.
All right, cool.
No one's getting a message. But yeah, so we were looking at different stuff, and we were talking about them. We were talking about just like the Sony lenses, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were saying optically the 24-70, 70-200 would work.
Yeah.
Because again, it's not a massive budget film.
No.
It's decent, but yeah, not a huge budget
No.
that we could just rent out whatever we wanted.
So I got these on a absolute steal, didn't I? There was an offer on, I think it was Park Cameras, which is for the international listeners. Are they just UK based Park Cameras?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What a deal I got on them, and I was like, I'd be looking ahead as a freelancer. I'd love to own a set of primes anyway.
Yeah.
These were like half the price of what they like recommended.
It was
retail
a ridiculous price, wasn't it?
to the point where I think even if I sold them now, because I've not used them that much, they're still in cracking condition.
Mm.
I'd
Apart
probably
from one of
still.
them.
Oh yeah, don't.
Can we talk about it or not? Is it the 35?
Yeah, take the lid off. Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
on this
there it
one.
is,
There it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Oh god.
We'll have to get a look. I'll film a bit a close up on here. This was the first shoot you did on him that you did this to him, didn't
It wasn't even the first shoot. I was trying him out at home
Look at that little score line there.
with the apertures. Yeah.
Look at that score. So how's that happened?
That was using a lens support, and to be fair, as much as we love small rig, their previous version of their lens support was like the Y shape, and then it had two
The rubber
like
wheels.
two wheels with really thin rubber rings around them,
Oh man,
and one of them just, whether it was the weight of the lens on it, because they are quite beefy.
they are big lenses, aren't they?
Feel like fucking Crown Green balls. I don't know what happened, but one of the rings fell off, and I was turning the focus, setting it up with my Arri focus wheel, which is great. I've not brought that today. But
Nice name drop.
brilliant. It just scratched along the side of it. Not even used it. It was just,
Cutting.
yeah. But at least I know if they ever get stolen,
Yeah,
which one's mine.
you've got a good mark on one of them.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
But shooting on these are fucking lovely, aren't they? They're such good lenses.
You know what? They've not got loads of character, and I think a lot of other DPs will look at other lenses because of the character that they give. But like we were saying earlier, if you, depending on what you shoot,
Yeah.
but you've got the option to put filters in front of them. There's a variety of filters to give certain effect. So I'd rather just have something like, at this level of my career, I'd rather have a simple set of primes
Yeah.
that I can then learn what filters work in front of the lens.
Yeah.
Because then I'm only developing my own, skill set
Yeah.
for when a director comes up and says, right, we're shooting this type of film. Or
And I
whatever.
think if you get in one set, it's better to go sharp and clinical and be able to add character on with filters, like you're saying, rather than getting something with character and then, like,
Try to
we've
take it away
used
from
these
it.
on commercial jobs. I AC'd for you and we used these
Yeah.
without filters
Yeah.
to get that sharp look,
Yeah.
and they were brilliant.
And they go up to 1.5 apart from the 14mm. So I've got the 14, the 24, 35, the 50 and the 85. You're pretty much covered.
Yeah.
That 14mm for all this time really worked in some cases because the big buildings that we shot in, they really warranted the need to just let's just see everything.
I'll
Not
put
the
some
favourite level,
14mm
but-
shots up now
Oh, okay, yeah.
because I think there's something trailer, but yeah, they're I really like that 14mm.
It worked when it works.
Yeah.
But don't just think we need a wide shot, stick 14mm on, because sometimes it just won't work.
Yeah.
There is a spare little hole in there for a 6th lens.
Do they do this? What's the 6th one?
135, I think. Do they?
Oh.
Or they might even do like an 18. Maybe. I'll double check.
Maybe Sam Young should send us one out. Just to complete the set.
I think so.
Yeah.
What a great idea, Bob.
Thanks. Which was your favourite on the film? I think I know which one mine was.
I think we used the 35 more than anything.
Yeah.
I wish there was a 28 because
28 is my favourite focal length, full frame. Yeah.
We ended up using your Tamron, didn't we? Because you got the 28-75 for some mid shots. Because at 28mm it just looked. You love a 28mm, don't you?
I just think it's my favourite focal length.
Yeah.
Really I think my favourite was the 24. We used that quite a bit.
Yeah.
On the wides and some mid shots as well.
I think a lot of people starting out just think, oh, we'll go towards the 50 or the 85 for mid shots and close ups. Actually,
I hate it. I think 50 and 85 were the least used lenses.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know if
the 85's probably still got wrapper on it.
Probably, yeah.
Like
I still like 85. I like to be, especially when we're going to venues like that and locations. You want to be able to see them.
Yeah.
And a close up on 24 or 35 is so much nicer.
Yeah.
I think anyway.
It's the compression, isn't it? Like 50mm, you might get that type of head to chest space that you want as a typical mid shot frame. But then you can't see anything around them.
No.
So then look at going to 35 or even 24 or 28 if you've got that, because it's such a difference, but in the really good way. For the film we were shooting, where you want to see that background.
We're talking film
phenomenal.
here.
Yeah.
But stuff like this, ignore what we're saying.
Yeah.
Shoot long end, who cares?
Yeah.
And like corporate and weddings, shoot long end because people love it. But for film stuff, the wider lenses are so much nicer.
When you've got more time to put meaning behind your shot choice.
And shooting single cam as well. Because obviously, shooting on wider lenses and getting closer makes it way harder if you're shooting multicam. But for this film, we mostly shot single cam, I would say.
Most of the time.
Or we would shoot opposing. Like if we're doing conversations, sometimes we'd put 2 cameras up, but it'd be a mid shot on each. And so we had enough lights to replicate the lighting on both.
Yeah.
And shoot the mid shots at the same time.
Yeah.
There's a couple of scenes I can think of that we could show where we've done that.
The Slice's room. Yeah.
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 I'm thinking. And that worked well.
Yeah, it did.
So when we were doing that, and I'll put some shots up now, we only have one set of these, so what did we do? Because we can't match lenses.
Luckily, you were looking at the rushes every night, weren't you? And we was looking through the footage, and when we used your Tamron, the 28-75, was like, bloody hell, this is holding up really well against these.
Yeah.
So when we got to those situations, just get the Tamron on the B cam.
Yeah.
And you probably can't tell.
I can't tell which lens is which, and we shot it, so I don't think anyone else is going to notice.
No. Which scenes are this? So there's the Elias's office scene.
Yeah, we'll put shots from that up.
Yeah. And we'll let them guess.
Few near the end, which I wouldn't want to show.
No.
But we used it quite a lot. For sure.
Yeah. But in the office room, have a look and see for the mids which one you think was the Xena, which one was the Tamron, because probably can't tell.
Which goes to show, like, comparing cine lenses to a cheap zoom lens, like it's a budget zoom lens. It was, I think, 700 quid.
Yeah.
And optically, they're so close. Why wouldn't we shoot everything on stuff like that, the Tamrons? What do you reckon?
For me, that extra light that you get in these primes are a bonus, especially with the film we were doing, because we were in rooms with, like you said on your interviews, 2 600Ds blasting through windows. Yeah. And if you're in a dark room, you're still underexposed.
Yeah.
And we had to rely on high base eyes.
But I don't think we ever shot at 1.5, did we?
I think we were...
So that's 2 shallow.
Only for when we were shooting exteriors at night. And we had to just really open it up just to make... Because we were at 12.8, we were at night.
Which shot was that?
Like Rose running through and things like that.
But it worked for those scenes.
It worked for it, and it was still not enough light. I don't like to shoot wide open anyway. No. It's nice to have the option to do it on these lenses, but it's very rare I'll go wide open on them.
Yeah. Where would you sit kind of aperture wise on these for most of the film?
I like to be between 2 and 2.8.
Yeah.
Occasionally drop down to, 5.6 if we're on wide, or maybe even more if we had the light to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't like. To me, there's never any point in shooting at 1.8 and stick ND filters on for a wide shot. It doesn't make sense because you want to see the entire place. You don't just want a narrow line of focus. You want to see the entire, because we're in some beautiful places. Show them off. Don't just think depth of field is going to make your shot look sexier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You want to show it off. So there were times when we thought, I think sometimes we dropped down to like 8, didn't we? Just to really get it all in.
I think most of the time we were 2.8 to 5.6, were we?
Yeah, we're in that range.
Which just goes to show, like, just because you got 1.5 don't mean you should use it.
No. But pairing this with the ND filter in the FX6, we were able to literally go, right, Bob, we can either shoot at 2 and we'll crank the ND over to like 1/16 or whatever, or we'll go to 5.6 and you're at 1/4 or whatever equivalent is of light. And being able to just give you that option with 2 changes and
having the variable ND.
Yeah,
it's nice, isn't it?
Such a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
On a production like that, which is still relatively low budget in comparison to the bigger films, and you've not got a fifth, or an AC or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just swapping NDs out. Your big glass NDs, just having that variable,
but also having the accuracy of where exactly where you want to be on the ND.
Yeah.
So rather than wanting to shoot at f4, but it slightly drops the waveform too low, so then you got to go to 3 or 2.8.
Yeah.
Whereas if you want to shoot at f4 and you're using an ND anyway, you can get it exactly where it needs to be exposure-wise. It's so useful, isn't it?
Brilliant.
We nearly shot on the FDs, didn't we? Shall I get them out to compare
So you're
sizes?
just going to do like the cat thing, like...
Stop it, you're freaking me out.
I mean, you could have ordered them a little bit more pleasing, couldn't you?
Well, I've ordered them on focal length.
Oh, not size, okay.
Yeah. So these are the
I don't know.
Canon FD lenses. I've got 17mm f4, 28 2.8, 50 1.4, 85 1.8, all FD. But what I've done is I've put a K&F Concept FD to E-mount, and I've kind of locked that on there.
How much were they?
What, the
Concepts adapters, yeah.
In it. Needs a dust flower. Terrible. I don't know, like 20 quid.
Yeah,
it's fine. But they give a little orange flare to it, which is quite nice. So I could have got cheaper ones, but I quite like the orange.
You paid more for the orange flare.
Yeah. Sort of. And then I also got these from, I'll find the name, but I think it was like followfocus.com, something like that. But they make follow focus rings for specific lenses.
Ooh.
So they've all got like proper teeth on them rather than just having the stills. And they've got hard stops just by the FD lenses do have hard stops.
Yeah.
And so it makes them a really nice little cine set.
I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are using them. They're really popular, the FDs. I mean, just any vintage lenses, because... Careful. Yeah, they are really popular. And then also I've put these adapter rings on, so they step up kind of...
Show the
fronts.
camera.
I'm showing a wide. There we go. So the little kind of step-up rings that take it from whatever filter size to 95, so I can just put the small rig matte box straight on.
Which
and so then they all match now.
Going on to matte boxes really quickly, I brought the matte box that we use on my camera all this time.
Yeah.
Mostly out of panic buying for another project.
You just needed to weigh the car down.
Oh man, it's but the small rig one is like, is it the Star Trail series?
Something like that, yeah.
Beautiful matte box to put on the front. You've got your full size filters. I think there's 2 in there, isn't there? Or is it just the one?
2 in.
Yeah.
Just the one in.
Isn't just the one?
Just one, but you can add additional ones. You
How?
can extend it out.
Can you?
See, we're all over the shop now.
We're just getting too excited.
Because I'm pretty sure, is that secure? Yeah, it's probably fine. I'm sure you can like add more on and they just lock in.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, I think you're right actually. Which they're so light, they're great. I've owned 3 different matte boxes so far in doing this as a career.
Yeah.
The small rig Star Trail one is probably my favourite.
Really?
The original small rig one was like, it was a great thing to add on the front of the camera.
Yeah.
To look like a bit more professional.
Because it does beef your camera up, doesn't it? If you've got a mirrorless camera, you've seen all the memes where it's like, this is the big check thing, because you add it on and you can submit a bigger check. It looks better.
Whereas that one's like that perfect middle ground. It's small enough, practical enough. Whereas the one I got, admittedly,
this is an extending table. We could extend the table out just to put the matte box on, because it is chuffing big.
So yes, it's massive, and I forgot the name of it, but it's the tilter. I'll have a look somewhere. I'll find it in a bit, but it's that one. It's a swing away, which I always really wanted.
Yeah, that is good. That's really good.
I got it thinking, I was at a stage where I thought, I'm going to invest in kit now that doesn't just suit the camera that I've got now. So hopefully in 5 years or whenever, if I upgrade the camera that might need 19mm rod support and things like that, the matte box has already been purchased to warrant that.
Thinking far ahead.
Very far ahead.
Very good.
It's got swappable 15mm and 90mm rods, which is great. The annoying bit is because at the moment with my FX6 rig it's 15mm, you can only put the little connection point at 15mm on the very end of the rod.
Right.
The 19mm comes further down, and then you can put it anywhere along the rod. Whereas at 15,
isn't it?
that's obviously blocking, so you can't put it any further. So that's what I found annoying.
Yeah.
And it's very big.
Oh Christ, it's heavy.
For an FX6 camera, it looked very front heavy.
It did look really big, didn't it?
It was a panic purchase because I needed one for another shoot that was coming up. But it did the job and it was amazing. But
that's an odd design, isn't it? We're not like bagging on tilter here, but
no. You'd have thought they'd have just extended the length of that bracket for the 15mm to match the height of the 90mm, if that could be done.
Yeah. We're going to look like idiots if there's a way to do it, though.
Oh, God, I really hope not. How's your year looking, like, as a freelancer? Because the winter months almost blown over. Yeah, what's coming up for you over the next few months? Anything exciting?
Well, I'm busy the next couple of months because I do lecturing throughout the winter. So I'm a Met filming lead, so that's kind of me for the next couple of months until the end of April. And then I've started getting bookings in for shoots, but it's still a bit early really for me to start getting bookings. I think stuff for me picks up kind of March onwards. So I'll start getting bookings in this month, I hope.
I'm sure I will.
Yeah. What about you? You got some good stuff coming up, haven't you?
Yeah.
You going away?
Yeah, I'm going away a few times.
Where are you going?
So we're going to Riyadh in Saudi.
So it really is the It's Take Two tour.
Ish.
Apart from one of us is staying in Leeds and not going to Saudi.
Yeah, and It's Take Two isn't
and
being
you won't be
recorded
doing
over there,
out of there.
but a member of It's Take Two is on tour.
Yeah, it kind of counts.
Yeah.
Take a picture and maybe take a selfie while you're out there and just say, It's
just
Take Two on tour. Yeah, take the mic just for a picture.
It's never as glamorous as it sounds when you tell your family, oh, I'm off to here or there. They go, oh, bloody hell. Sometimes you're literally there. You rock up at 1 a.m. in the morning, you shoot it for 3 days and you come back home. So for me, this year, I want to make sure that I do get away personally as well as not just relying on work to be stamping my passport more. I want to go and, visit places away from work and just check out for a few days because, don't want to rely too much on work travel to say I've travelled.
Yeah. I did Germany in a day once, which was naff. Really bad.
What, you were over there for 1 day and came back?
Yeah, I didn't even stay over there. They put me up in a hotel in Manchester, and then I got a 4 a.m. flight to Dusseldorf. Taxi from Dusseldorf airport to wherever we were shooting. Shot in an office building that just looked like any office building, and then flew back again. That was brutal. It's not the same as going on holiday.
No.
Looks good. You get some good pictures, but that's about it.
Yeah. This will link up to our topic or our segment that everyone is wanting to find out for this week's episode. Okay. So a lot of the stuff that is planned for this year is shooting more sports related content.
Okay.
I like golf anyway, so to shoot it is even better. That will link us very smoothly into
What's Got Your Iris.
Oh, VFX. Yeah.
VFX. Loads. Even more than normal.
It's keep coming. Where's it going from? Welcome to What's Caught Your Iris.
Yeah.
a staple of the It's Take Two podcast now.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Guess so, yeah. We're trying to make
We've done
something
it
of
3 times. To be fair, the amount
yeah.
of episodes we've done, that's like nearly 50%.
So, yeah, this is the segment where we talk about what's come up since the last episode that's caught our eyes as a freelance filmmaker. So it can pretty much be anything. It doesn't have to be kit related, but I mean, mine is this week. I don't know about yours.
Mine's kit related.
Yeah.
I think it always is, isn't it?
I mean, I think we could look at, software.
Yeah.
Anything that helps you as a freelancer.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's got scope.
All right, yeah.
So what's caught your iris this week, Bob?
I've got a little prop for mine because mine is the OM System OM3.
OMG.
Hey. I can't believe you didn't plan that.
I didn't, yeah.
That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Here we go.
That you saying that makes it sound like I planned that, but I actually...
No, you actually didn't.
No.
You caught me off guard there. This is not the OM System OM3.
So
obviously.
Well, you may as well just fucking use that then.
No, because this is relevant. It's a Canon AE1. But what it is, have you looked at the OM3 yet?
No.
It's a vintage-inspired OM model. Hence why I've got a vintage camera out. See, it all ties together.
Oh, okay.
But we're still absolutely nobody, so they haven't sent us an OM3 out to show you. But it looks a little bit like that, so I just figured it's better than nothing. But yeah, it's
what's the specs? Tell me.
Well, it's...
Tell us.
They're pretty good. It's basically their OM1 Mark II, but in a stills body. But I just like the look of it, and it's nice that Micro Four Thirds is getting some more kind of stills orientated cameras.
Yeah.
The annoying thing is that OM System aren't very good with video specs. So compared to G9 Mark III, Mark II, compared to G9 Mark II,
do you know something we don't?
I'll get shot.
NDAs.
Yeah, there'll probably be a G9 Mark III in 7, 8, 9, 10 years probably.
Yeah.
I know absolutely nothing.
You saying that makes us feel like you do know something. Tell us.
I wish
what's
I did.
happening.
I wish I did. Panasonic, I'd be an absolute shill for Panasonic. I love their cameras. But yeah, specs wise, G9 Mark II is just miles above the OM System stuff. But I like that it's a stills camera for OM and it's getting good reviews. It looks really nice. Maybe slightly expensive, but apparently it's fantastic. Like I said, they've not sent us one out, so we can't know for sure.
Not yet.
Don't think they will now.
Oh, true.
So Jordan, what's got your iris?
There's been a lens announced by Tamron.
Has it?
Well, it's been patented, which would be really good for what I want to do this year.
Go on.
So it's a 200 to 800
Fucking hell.
f6 points. Drum roll. 7 constant throughout.
Okay.
Which 6.7 sounds like, pretty low, but when you're shooting at that
If you
focal length,
yeah,
it's absolutely fine on full.
And that lens, you're gonna probably be outside for that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's more for the sports photographers and filmmakers and things like that,
And wildlife as well.
and wildlife. Yeah, of course. So that seems really interesting to me because I go out when I shoot the golf and stuff at 70 to 200. That's the max I can get. So we have other lenses. We've got the 2 to 600 G Master.
Yeah.
One of the crew members has that, which that's the lens to get those like sexy close-ups of.
But that's variable aperture, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
so that's
like
a bit of a pain.
Yeah, I think that's like 6.3 to, I forgot what it was, but there's a lower aperture on the end. But to have a constant, that feels really nice because if you're zooming in and out and you're at the widest aperture, then you zoom in, your exposure's shifting straight away.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a constant. It looks a bit bigger than there's a Canon equivalent that I think is a 2 to 800, but that's a 6.3 to like it's either 7.1 or 9 something,
right.
So I think it's a comparison to or a competitor to that.
Yeah.
Or you've got the 2 to 600 from Sony, which is a beefy lens.
Yeah.
And this will no doubt be beefy as well to have that focal range. But yeah, that's caught my iris this week.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, whether or when it gets announced or whatever, but it's been patented, so we don't know when it will come out. But I will definitely be keeping an iris on that.
Genius.
Yeah. Actually links up, doesn't it? 'Cause it's a lens as well.
There you go.
Hey.
And I like Tamron lenses. I've got a full kind of set for my Sony stuff. I've got 20 to 40 2.8, 28 75, and then 70 to 180 G2. And they're nice. And optically, they're really good.
them and Sigma, to me, over the past, 6 years, have really upped their game in being a competitor to your Sony or your Canon native lenses, rather than, it's a third party, so they're not going to be as good. When, like we were saying earlier, we've shot some stuff in a feature film on a Tamron, photography lens, and they're still great. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how good that is.
Yeah.
So is that it for What's Got Your Iris?
Can I have a bonus one?
Oh, go on then, yeah.
Just, I mean, it's not come out recently, but it's something I've been kind of looking at and just really wanting to get, but I just can't justify it yet. Is the Laowa 28 to 75 2.8 cine lens.
Oh, okay.
As
a swap for your Tamron, even though we've just been really
No, because there's no
complimenting that.
autofocus or anything. So for corporate stuff,
right,
it's no good. But I'd instead of using the 28-135, I'd have used that to 28-75.
Okay.
Because it looks amazing. They do a set of 3, but they're like $3,000 each. I can't justify it.
Each within the set, or the set of 3 is $3,000.
No, $3,000 each.
Ooh, okay.
But they look amazing. I'll put some pictures up on the edit, but yeah, I'll have to show you them. But they look amazing because, like I said, 28's my favourite focal length.
Yeah.
And then up to 75, that's good enough for most stuff for me.
Yeah.
But then they do, I can't remember what the range of the other ones are, but I think it's like 70 to 135 maybe, and 18 to 28 or something like that, or
right,
something like that. So there's a set of 3, but just that 28-75, it looks amazing.
Stands out to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I really want one of them.
Nice.
If Laowa's watching, even just to try.
We're
out.
Desperate for some free
Just
gear,
send us
aren't we?
some kit, man. Someone, Christ. We'll just talk you up so well.
Oh, we'll brown nose the fuck out of you if you send some stuff.
Yeah. Unless it's
no, we won't.
Unless it is
purely
really bad.
impartial.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be honest. We're honest people.
But if it's send us something that we'll probably like, and
Yeah.
I'll gush over it.
Yeah.
So that Laowa Ranger looks amazing. That's it for episode 3 of season 2 of the It's Take 2 podcast, on tour in Leeds,
In West Yorkshire.
West Yorkshire.
Yeah. Don't know where the next one will be. Might be virtual. Might be here again. It won't be here again because
It's
not
way
air
too
enough
much
of it
hassle.
Yapping
Jesus
away. Yeah.
Christ. I mean, I can't even put my rug down properly because I've put the tripod down and the tripod's mucky from shooting out in woods, and I didn't want to put it on top of the rug, so I've had to fold the rug up. It's damaging my rug.
Bless you.
It's a nightmare.
So I've had a ruined wall for the last year and a half since Dean came.
Well, it's Dean's fault. It's not
Scratched
my
all.
fault.
That's
Yeah.
my deposit cost of him.
Yeah. Once we get the studio sorted, it'll be great.
We'll get there. I want it to look pretty cool.
But it is quite a small studio, isn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon we're going to end up, and it's going to be a 360 camera just dangling.
Just
it'll
in
just be
between
Francis
us.
Borgo style of just a shot straight on of each of us.
We'll find a
Cut in
way.
between the two.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
reinvent visual podcasting
Yeah. So this time next year, you'll see new studio probably.
for episode 4 of season 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we'll get another one in. But as I say, we're thinking of going a bit more virtual so we can pump more shows out for the viewers or listeners, because it'd be, well, we'll see.
Well, we
They'll
still
be on
shoot
YouTube.
it. Yeah. Just means we don't have to set up all this shite.
Shite.
Not shite, but
We worked
Faff.
hard for this. Yeah.
look at state at tripod.
True, yeah, don't look at that. Right,
Christ.
it's lunchtime, innit?
Yeah.
Because my belly's rumbling.
Wingstop.
Are you
1
having
o'clock.
another Wingstop?
Could do, couldn't we?
Where is it here? In
No,
Leeds?
we'd have to drive to White Rose.
Let's get a sandwich from up road.
Don't give it away where I live, because I don't want people coming around to see us. We'll have paparazzi out.
Yeah, true.
So now they know I live a bit of a drive from White Rose. That's giving
Oh,
too much away.
Yeah.
They could probably track us down with road noise. Not on these mics, actually.
Not on
You won't
these.
even hear it.
Condensed.
And 32-bit.
True.
That sounds incredible.
Ugh. Rich. Cool, right, let's wrap it up because
Le Cruze.
that's the advert.
There we
That's
go.
the sponsor. Cool, right. See you next time.
Yeah, see you next
Let's
time.
go for lunch.
Yeah.